What does energy, frequency, and vibration have to do with Seidr and Norse spiritual practitioners? Let's get into it. As referenced in the Granguhrolf saga, they would sometimes stir up the elements and sometimes calm them down, referring to the historical mentions of either a frenzied or a calm state in the performance of various types of Galdr and Seidr. The state of the practitioner would be dictated by what they were trying to achieve, which could range from healing, prophecy, harm, and everything in between. The Sami had a traditional form of song called a yoik. This word was used originally to refer to several Sami singing styles, yet now is used to identify all types of traditional singing by the Sami. Each yoik is used to reflect or evoke a person, animal, or place. There is absolutely parallels between traditional chanting of some Native American cultures and shamanic cultures of Siberia, which mimic sounds of nature, like some versions of the yoik, and like Varloker. An interesting comparison between these songs rests with Dan Carlson Sr. Dan Carlson Sr. developed a type of music he called green music to enhance plant growth, which was a collection of synthesized nature sounds, mostly bird calls. Its success stumped him, yes, pun intended, until scientists began to analyze his green music. These results are simply amazing. On the undersides of leaves are cells called stomata, and these are tiny two-lane highways. Coming in is carbon dioxide, leaving is oxygen. 2,000 to 6,000 hertz frequencies had incredible effects on increasing the size and production by various plant-type stomata. When we learn that most bird songs fall within the 1,000 to 8,000 hertz range, it lends credence to accounts of nature mimicking chants being utilized to success. Unfortunately, when the Christianization of the Sami took place, yoiking was condemned as sinful, as when utilized by the Nawadi. To the Christians, this resembled magic and spells, and without a written language, many of these songs were lost. In Scandinavia, the lock is performed with a high-pitched voice to call in the herds. Notice how lock is present in Varloker, meant to draw in spirits with particular charms, or freyði, like that performed by Guthríðr and Eric Saga Ráða. To the effect the seeress exclaimed that many spirits came that without the Varloker would have turned away. Hjalmar Ragnarsson, a music historian among other things, postulates that hidden within texts such as the Icelandic sagas exist songs meant to pass time, perform tasks, and used for spiritual purposes. One example is when the Danish king Frodi condemns two young slave girls, Fenja and Menja, to grind grain without interruption. While so doing, they sing of their story, how tired they were, and then the prophecy of their revenge. This is known as the Grottasanger. Ibn Fadlan also has an account of a song with a deeper meaning when he witnesses a chieftain's funeral in which a woman sang before being sacrificed in order to accompany her master in the afterlife. In the complete works of Tacitus, he states, they have another called Bardin, by which they stir up their courage, and from which they foretell how successful the battle will be, for they tremble or make tremble, depending on how the army has sung the Bardin. We have covered examples of stirring up and calming down energies based on the frequency of voice, which creates vibrations of all sorts. Which vibrations depend on the energy of the practitioner, what is the purpose for the Seidr, and what type of Seidr a practitioner is undertaking, as certain pitches or frequencies will be utilized. Think about cymatics and sand across a membrane being exposed to different frequencies, creating vibrations forming different shapes. Another example of this are experiments performed by Dr. Masaru Emoto, and the effects word and thought on water as it froze, among other experiments that he has performed. I will leave you with an excerpt from the Granguhrolf saga. There are plenty of people so foolish that they believe nothing but what they have seen with their own eyes or heard with their own ears. As always, from Realm of Runes and Nasty Recon, drink water.